We've got more stages this year, so we were able to build this great set, which is massive dynamic. It's very different than Walter's lab. You know, his is very cluttered and full of all kinds of eccentric things and mischievous things, and then you walk in here and it's empty. And I've always thought Walter's set was a bit church-like, you know, with the arched windows and the stonework and the brick. And so I wanted to design this as a modern church. And I don't know if you noticed, but the lights in here are all crosses. And so there's 8 crosses in the hallway. And Walter's church is his lab.
It's a biochip.
Nina's office. There's the floor and one square wall, and everything else is on angles. And so when you walk into Nina's office, you know, you get this strange feeling of perspective because, you know, nothing's square. So I think this show, we're just trying to push the envelope a little bit and do things a little bit different. We're trying to make the sets a little more interesting, a little more fringy.
Fringe is very refreshing for me because there's a lot of challenges. Bullets, car crashes, all the fun stuff. Failure is not an option.
I do hope Agent Dunham meant to do that.
What we have here are basically the makings of a bullet hit on a human body. And then into this, we insert an explosive charge. Not very big, but incredibly powerful. Blow your fingers off. On top of it is a long plastic bag that's full of blood, like you can see it there. What we're going to do is take this onto one of our volunteers. Can we have our volunteer, please? All right, so Dougie, right in the middle of his chest, say about there. Okay, so what we have here is he's hooked up to a remote control unit. This is the transmitter. He has the receiver in his back pocket here. Fingers in ears, guys. Loud noise. 3, 2, 1, go! Shirt's ruined. So take this off. Oh my God, look at that. So there you have it, guys. A Fringe moment.
The season 1 finale was one of the most memorable in TV history, with the team discovering a pattern to the pattern, Olivia discovering a parallel universe, the shocking revelation that Peter may not be the real Peter, and a stunning final image.
Season 1 really is about having to deal with all the things that this mad scientist did, Peter's father. All of his work, essentially, that he did 20 years ago, has made it out into the world. And these things that we call fringe science are coming back, and some of it is coming back in nasty ways. And it's really about the 3 of them having to put the genie back in the bottle.
I knew we wanted to end season 1 in a way that would shock you and would make you see and feel and exist in what we've been sort of alluding to the whole season, which was this idea of another place, another universe, a parallel universe. And the idea for Olivia being in the Twin Towers was actually pitched to me from one of the writers. And when I heard it, I sort of gasped, and I had this reaction that was very much a, you know, dear God, can we do that?
It was obviously a very controversial decision to, you know, decide whether or not we were going to use the World Trade Center, and our first reaction was absolutely not, we can't do it. And then we thought, well, look, we're going to be doing it in a very respectful way, and what more perfect totem, you know, to tell the world that things are different and not the world we live in than to see the World Trade Center still standing.
It actually opens up a whole other world. And the idea was to have a world that reflects back on this one, where things are just slightly different.
It had that sort of chilling feeling that felt to me, because of the context of the show, it didn't feel tasteless. It didn't feel like, it felt appropriate. It felt like a way of defining in a shocking, visceral way, she's not here.
You immediately understand I'm someplace else or somewhere else or sometime else. And seeing that landmark there, it's both shocking, but it's also a symbol of hope. It's a symbol of it doesn't have to be this way. It's a symbol of things can go differently, and things that are tragedies in our lives there might be some other choice that can be made.
But what will these choices mean for viewers?
Season 2 starts with a bang.
Who knows what's going to happen?
We've had some fantastic scripts coming at us.
If we come close to putting on screen what I'm reading, it's going to be a great season.
Season 2 will smack you in the face.
It's as dense as it was last year. Things are getting even more tangled and complicated.
We'll see more insane cases. We'll see more insane moments.
Some of the characters are moving forward, and some are going into other, should I say, realities.
We've literally opened the door to another world.
Walter's going to remember more of his life and more of his work and more of his time and more of Peter's childhood, and it's not going to be pretty every time.
It's going to be horrible. It's going to be heartbreaking.
And Walter had 2 pasts, so there's so much to be explored.
Without giving too much away, Peter will start to remember 2 lives, and that's when it's going to sort of come crunching home.
There's more to Nina and Broyle's relationship than meets the eye.
Astrid has a little bit of a love interest.
You know, we get to examine Walter's emancipation. I mean, that's a fun idea, isn't it? That he gets to go out on his own.
Some people die.
None of us really know what the end point is.
I can't say. He's trying to get it out of me.
There is a real conflict that is a result of the backstory of these characters, and that's something that we are going to be seeing take place beginning this season.
It would definitely come up with more answers than questions.
And everyone's got to decide what side they're on. Whose side are you on? That's what season 2 is about.
Sum up season 2 in 3 words.
Season 2 in 3 words. I need a minute. Wait, those don't count as my words, though.
3, huh? 3.
Action.
Spooky.
Shocking.
Complexity.
Intrigue.
Invigorating.
Chaos.
Gory.
Suspense.
I can't even give it in like a paragraph.
Before the war, we'll sum it up.
I don't know.
Eve of destruction.
You will like.